Hello, my dear Gemini. This is your love and spirituality reading for the time between October 16 and October 31st, 2017, with me, Queen of Cups Tarot. So I used the Mary L Tarot with Mary White, and I have already shuffled and chosen your card. This is a shorter spread for the mint month reading, and I will come back with a longer 15 card spread for the beginning of November. Okay, so I will just tune in for a few seconds to your reading. Okay, so this, my dear Gemini, is your past. It might be September, October, it might even stretch further back. So it's a strength card. It's depicting a lion, so some of you might be dealing with a Leo or a fire sign. And strength is about becoming like greater than yourself, sometimes by faking it till you make it, trying to be more emotionally grounded, being the bigger person, being the hero, not holding back because you're too scared. This is about bravery, doing brave things, also brave sacrifices, following also your instincts and your intuition. So riding the lion, being on this victorious road. So it's very much about growing up and becoming like a person that's not so scared for everything, but being more open to what life can bring, and also being less protective of oneself. Also, it's giving away the ego so the soul can take room in your body. And becoming more and more alive, also feeling the life and the passion in your body, instead of almost being like a cold robot. Instead, you now have the pulsating blood in your veins, living with passion. So, okay, a good start for the Gemini reading. And the next card here is Five of Discs. So this is like you not being like thinking, no, I can't be like this. This is not me. This is too big. This is I can't be like those people. I'm unworthy. So it might be you coming over unworthiness, because this card is upside down, and actually seeing what's inside, and that you actually have something to contribute with just being you. It's finding out about self-value. It might also be like a strong person not wanting to be in a situation where they are cast out in the cold. So basically it's a person not falling for peer pressure. You can't freeze them out and make them bend to your will. A person that's this strong, they love themselves, whatever you do to them. It's a very revolutionary energy. So if you put them out in the cold, they won't mind. They will just, you know, they are strong enough to not feel really loneliness. They are passionate creatures, so they want other people, of course. But if you freeze them out, they just feel like, well, my life will continue without you. It's not going to affect a person like this. And that's an advice for you, of course. Don't let people peer pressure affect you. Don't try to fit in. Don't try to be like the next person. Find your own unique imprint that you are supposed to make on the world, and really love yourself. And it seems like you're midst of learning all this, so it's very good, because the Five of Discs is upside down. In the other case, if it has been turned in the right way, it would have talked about maybe you giving up your own greatness, or your own strength, or your own natural behavior to fit into something in like before the threat that I won't love you if you are not like this. And sometimes we really need to ask people also to change for us. They can't be this big roaring lion and making it impossible to have them in rooms with furniture. So you need to be able to tell people when they are hurting you, of course. But I'm talking about to not change who you really are. You don't have to hurt people by being you. But it's like when people say, I'm ashamed of you if you are behaving like that when we are out in public. That might be a thing that you don't care so much about, because, well, then they don't love the real me. So a little bit like this. And here we have a Four of Cups upside down as well. And Four of Cups is like a person that says that I don't need other people. It's one way to handle being left out in the cold, is pretend like you didn't want to be with them anyway. So it's something going on here where you might not have the courage to really show people that you do care about them. Maybe you are on this lonely hero's journey because you don't want to be tainted. You want to be able to be yourself and not ever kneel for anyone else. And therefore you come out as a person don't needing other people. Because you don't want to be tampered with or changed or like a sellout. Okay, but I think that this is something that's on the brink of being healed, since both of these cards is upside down. Here is being an outsider, and here is being like, well, I don't care, I'm better off alone anyway. So this is very typical for this lion, of course, that I don't care about being left out in the cold. I'm perfectly okay with just being me. Maybe that is a little bit of a lie. Maybe that's not the truth at all. You don't have to fall for peer pressure, but if you really love someone, or you really want to be with people, like certain people, or really do something, you shouldn't pretend like, well, I don't want to, just because you think that you can't reach there. So it might be people having really big dreams also, and giving them up because they can't see that they will ever be able to reach there. So instead of risking being disappointed, they don't do anything at all, and therefore giving up on the whole dream altogether. So this might also be people giving up on each other, because it seems maybe we are too shy to show each other that we care, and therefore the parties here become even colder and colder. So if one person gives like the impression that they don't care, the other one will back away and pretend like they don't care, and the gap between gets like bigger and bigger. But it wants to be balanced as well. So if one person has tried to overbring that gap again and again and again without result, eventually they are going to back off and not care either. And then there needs to be someone else to take responsibility for this situation, or it will just fade away. Okay, so that was in the past. Someone probably refusing to be left out in the cold, not waiting around for someone that didn't want to take their offer. It's like what I'm seeing. And here we have the Lovers, so Strength and the Lovers. So it's very passionate, this. It could be very passionate, but it's like someone has put the lid on the love with the Five of Discs and Four of Cups. But it might change. It's like this challenge is here for you to see it and of course save it, like do it something in another way. And well, so it's like two different entities anyway finding common ground together. So it's love there. In the middle here we have the Knight of Swords, so that's you, Gemini, and in a very defending position, riding the Wisdom Owl. So maybe your thinking is getting the better of you. Maybe you are seeing danger everywhere and therefore not risking anything, at least not your own safety. The Knight of Swords is known for risky behavior, like riding too close to the sun or to the edge of the cliffs, or but also the Knight of Swords is new inventions, being curious and looking at everything from many different sides. And it's very expandable. Like you can look at something from the other person's perspective and get a better solution. like walk in another person's shoes. And it's also the lion face here. So it seems like you are very strong and very passionate and maybe ready to fight for what you believe in. It might be that you're abandoning. If you were scared before, maybe you are getting less scared now. Maybe you are more self-expressive. Maybe you also realize that nothing will be if we don't get up and try. Like if we don't throw ourselves out there, if we don't show our interest. It's like with I had a discussion the other day. It was a guy asking why girls were always into like the rough guys, and I said it might be that the rough guys, like, they don't have so much to lose, so it's okay for them to be blunt and forward and charmy because they don't mean anything with it. So they can go out and charm a girl and tell her like how beautiful she is, or like it's so wonderful that I have met you and everything, because they don't risk anything. They are cold as ice inside. And the guys that really have something to lose, they are more shy, standing in the corner. They are not taking those risks, because for them to be neglected, or if someone said no, that will really affect their life. So I think that's something here. For some of you, this is what's going on. Like, either you pretend you don't want this glorious thing at all because you don't think that you can get it, or you don't think that you can face rejection, or you are playing with something and not really meaning anything with it. So it can be like either or. And also, like, if you really want something, aim high. Don't settle just because you think, well, this is what I can get without too much of a fuss. If you want something more, strive for something more. Don't settle. And the next card here is the Ten of Cups upside down. So, it's the love, well, it's there, but it's like it's not shown. It's like you're ready to come out from this dark cave, but yet not. So it's like you're weighing. This is love to die for. It's like when you love someone more than your own life, and you would take a bullet for them. It's that kind of love, and it says no, it's not that kind of love. So I think this is two people. One is being like love is all that matters, and the other one is like love doesn't matter to me at all. And the person that is like love doesn't matter to me at all needs to open their heart, because they have probably been greatly traumatized in the past and closed off their feelings. So when they actually open up this, they will really bleed, like this calluses here. And that's what they are fearing. So they are keeping the lid on, being very logic and analyzing the situation, and like always being with the winning team. The other side is more like they want to sacrifice anything for love, but they might decide that here what they need to learn is to decide what costs, like how much I'm going to invest in this before I give up, if the other person isn't with me on this adventure. So knowing when to give up as well, when something is a hopeless thing. You can like feel that you have met the love of your life, like a soulmate here, but if the other person doesn't recognize this, then it's useless. You can wait around for the rest of your life, and they won't notice. They won't see what they had before their eyes, because their feelings were closed off. Okay, so next is the future. What's going on in the future for my Gemini? And here we have the Wheel of Fortune. So it seems like if you are what I'm seeing here is Gemini, and I'm the Wheel of Fortune, that's Jupiter, and strength, that's Leo. So Leo might indicate a soulmate. So it can be any sign, but for some of you it will actually be a Leo, and this is your soulmate, and you might get a second chance. Like, okay, you didn't make it the first time because maybe you weren't brave enough, or the other person was not open enough for the situation. But it's like you have a karma together, and you will get another round with this. It's the divine is putting up like the play all over again for you to see if you can fix this time, if you can do this. So it might be someone returning to your life, or you're getting a second chance with something, or something is just going to change on a great scale for you. It's like falling down, like tumbling down a mountain, so no one will know where it ends up. So put yourself in the center and enjoy the ride, because it's nothing else to do. It's out of your hands, I was supposed to say, and here everything is in your hands. So it actually fell out a page also from Page of Coins and Page of Cups, but I used my pendulum and determined that they didn't have any position here in the reading, so I just put them back in the deck. But it might be that two persons' inner children needs healing and together. So it might be a karma where both of you are trying to do the best to give your inner children what they need, and one side might try to give a lot of protection while the other one try to give it a lot of joy, like making life worth living, and the other one is more like saving my life from anything that could be a trouble or worry for me, so it seems like there will be a solution for this problem that has been in this situation or this relationship, that there's something you can come forward to by talking with each other, discussing and showing more genuine care, maybe not from a lover point of view, but from a friend's point of view, at least to start with there, that showing that you really care genuinely for a person, even if you are not if you are not, maybe you don't dare to dream about the love relationship, but at least try to talk things out, and it's like the inner children might have ruled this whole situation because you were scared, or you wanted to have this passionate love fulfilled, and nothing of it was right. You need the adults there, like the adults archetype, to solve this, like more calm, more grown up. So a grown-up decision needs to be taken here, that's not out from your fears or wants and needs, but more like looking at things from a more grown-up, mature position. Okay. It's also working on this. Okay, how did I take this? Okay, like this. Okay, so it's upside down. I had the Nine of Wands also upside down for Capricorn. So some of you might be dealing with a Capricorn, or you have Capricorn in your chart. So the whole side of this is like upside down, but I think it's something shaky that you're about to solve. It's this with the great fences and being so strong and defensive, and maybe defending yourself. What I saw here was a mosquito like traveling past here, and this tiger got this upset. So it's like you're getting unnecessarily upset in situation where you actually should act more like you don't have to rage around with your strength. You can be more like listening to what the other person say and feeling how it feels inside of you, pausing a little bit and thinking before you make the reply, instead of just going for someone's throat. So this is the protective, because you have been hurt before, and you kind of don't need to have it. So that's one point. But it's also this with not daring to hope might change. Maybe hope will start. Also, not giving up yourself for love might also change. Maybe you will start loving people in a way that, if you haven't been able to before, maybe start loving people in a more passionate way, and actually dare to hope, and also maybe not having an overreaction to any situation, but becoming more stoic, more like when you are this like overreacting, being in this reactive mood, it's like being very fragile. And when you find yourself, you find out that you are very strong and you are not fragile at all. So no one can do or say anything that are really a threat to you, because you have your eternal soul, and this life is just an experience that you are doing. And from this perspective, everything is going to be taken away from you eventually. So it might be like practicing on, especially your ego being taken away, like being able to go to that good-looking girl and saying, well, I'm really interested in you. I saw you the first time you came into the room, and I'm really nervous about saying this, but I would like us to talk more, because I'm feeling this very strong interest. Even if your like teeth is clappering and your knees as well, maybe it can be worth it. So that's one side of the coin. And the other side might be to not be so defensive against anything that wants to approach you. You don't have to protect yourself from it before it has done something that's actually worth protecting for. So that might be the other side of this. Like if a person comes and approaches you in this way, like, I'm interested in you, you don't have to like take them by the clothes and throw them out, because wait until they have done something. Like waste a little bit of time to see if it's a jerk or not. It might not be. So okay, I will take a card here from Vibrational Energy Oracle card by Debbie A. Anderson, and I want to see what about this 5 of Discs and 4 of Cups, if we can have some kind of clarification to that. Okay, breathe deeply. So it's like your life isn't really for you, that you're not allowed to take deep breaths of the prana, of the life energy. So it's like this, well, I'm hiding in the shadows, it's I'm not trying, I'm too shy, or it's no meaning, it will end badly anyway. And also for a card for the 10 of Cups, that's also upside down, and we have Messenger. So some of you might want to here reach out. You might feel love to someone, but you don't dare to express it. So being the messenger and expressing this love that you feel, or the interest that you have, might be also, you know, studying for something that you think, well, I will never be as smart as them, and still this is your life's dream. So go for it. Try at least. If you fail, that's another experience. And also the 9 of Wands, and I had 3 cards here. So it's Arid Wastelands and Muse and End of Days. So it seems, well, okay. It seems like actually this like destruction in your life, or things that's challenging you, might actually be your muse. Like challenging situation might actually be what's going to really change your deep course. Instead of being like this arid wastelands, the muse, here we have the End of Days. That's kind of the judgment day. So it's talking about like going beyond what you thought was possible, using this what you don't want, and using it as a muse to get what you actually do want. Like if you really would be truthful. Judgment is apocalypse. It's about the whale is falling, about seeing the reality. Okay, I do want to be a pilot, and I'm ready to try, even if failing would mean heartbreak. Okay, so instead of just, no, I give up my dream already entirely before I've even tried. That's not healthy. Okay, so put a little work into this. If you get another chance, put a little work into this. So I will also take a card from Oracle of Visions for your future, Gemini. And it's like you have the key to this. You have the key to living your life fully. It's you, like, it's you carrying this clothes of like being in mourning, and to stop being in this dark place. You have the key to take yourself out from this arid wastelands. You have the key to really see the truth and what it is really that's making you want to try, like what would really ignite your life a little bit. And then we have the End of Days. I think I need to read this for you. Arid wastelands, start there. Okay. Are you a desert, a wasteland, and need to create balance? Generate your own oasis where you can go and heal yourself. This can be an actual place or somewhere that you feel is peaceful. Allow other vibrations to help to heal you. It is your choice to be at this place. Only you can change the vibration and be free. So it's like a lot of responsibility on you. You can't just blame the world for how it is. Start with the person in the mirror and do something that's more brave and life oriented. Sometimes in life we find someone who inspires us to do amazing things, and it might be this love of your life or whatever passionate project it is that you are getting a second chance with. They feed us gentle muse vibration, taking us outside our safe and familiar environment into uncharted territory. Enjoy this reflective interlude and be open to what it brings forth at this time. Contemplate what is already within you, just waiting to get out. So this is like living life fully, and this also into uncharted territory. I think I said something like this to Capricorn, like it's like your life is a map unfolding. Everything is dark until you have started to travel those roads, and the light is starting to shine from where you are. And so by doing things, you will see more things, you will experience more things, and everything will get more clear, like the end of illusion and end of days. It doesn't seem very positive, yes. But I think like the greatest destruction is holding the keys to new life. The Bible talks of an apocalypse, the day of judgment, and end of days. It describes this as the destruction of mankind, whereas the true meaning is much greater and far more conceptual. The vibration of something ending means it opens the universal energies to accepting something new, except where you have reached on this journey. So I feel that you are opening up endless possibilities for yourself when you're starting to become more brave and express yourself more direct, and also maybe practice on getting like no's that it might actually not kill you, only your ego. So and that can go, because it needs to leave room for your soul to take place. So you don't need the ego when you have a superpower like your soul inside of you, fully inside of you, expressing your soul fully. So okay, so my dear Gemini, I hope this helped. I want you to take really good care, and I hope that you will be back watching the continuation of this story for the beginning of the November reading that I will do in the middle of October. Okay, so thank you for watching, and bye bye.